Oh my god. I'm inviting Ryan right now, and I'm looking at his several hours in Beat Saber, which is like not. I'm kind of jealous. Epic roller coaster. What does that say? Something update. These old eyes can't see what it says. Shooter update? What the fuck? Cedar Point School Shooter Edition. Weird game. Weird game. 2024. It's an Olympic year. It's an election year here in the US of A. Do I sound okay? Can you guys... Can you hear me? Can you hear me out there? Can you hear me? It's about right in the middle, I think, right now. Last time Ryan and I were playing this, I have no idea. I have no idea really what is going on. I think this kid's parents are getting a divorce, but they had to become puppets first as a part of the annulment process. All right, let's see where Ficky Boy is at here. Invading a foreign country right now, and by foreign country I mean I got a text from our co-CEO, and it says invading a foreign country right now, and by foreign country I mean the shitter. Totally get how that goes. I understand. Totally get it. Oh, let's see. Give a few seconds too for the chat to come on in here and make. I just love. Wait, what? I was getting a notification for a software update on my laptop, like a non-consensual update. We're gonna update right now. Don't you hate when Apple products do that? You'll get a couple really gentle, like passive aggressive notifications about it first, though. You'll get like a few on your iPhone or on your laptop, like new software update available. Please update your software. Please give us an update. And then like on day 3, it's like we're updating your shit. Everything closes. No say whatsoever. Completely non-consensual. Look at this loading screen, man. He's a book with arms, and he probably identifies as a member of the Latinx community. How do we think the book from the loading screen voted in the 2024 election? Hey, baby. Be careful not to trip on that. I have a wire going across the room horribly for this. In hindsight, the setup should definitely be, I don't play this in the bedroom. I'm in like this, kinda got a new bed. We got one of those beds we actually went to a store, like a mattress store, which until this year I always thought they were just, I always thought nothing went on in there. They were just money laundering fronts. And like, man, these people knew their fucking beds, dude. These people knew everything about mattresses. I didn't know there was as much to know about mattresses other than like the firmness and they were talking about like the way the imprints are laid in the memory foam and the material. I mean, I don't know. That all sounds very obvious. Just think about something you're an expert on, and people always go, "Wow, I didn't know that about that." But apply it to beds. That was how the experience was. But anyway, Kai and I got a new mattress, and it does one of those. It came with a stand that reclines, kind of like a hospice bed, or like a hospital bed. And anyway, we can like fully like recline like a lazy boy, and that's how I'm playing the stream. And there's just a wire connected on the other side of the room to a PlayStation, feeding its way like a straw across the room Well, there will be blood reference for you. And over to where I'm sitting, and it's fucking horrendous. Give Ryan a few seconds here. To be fair, I was 5 minutes. I delayed us by like an hour and a half. We were supposed to play probably a lot earlier, and I wanted to get a pint of the Guinness down the street at the pub. Hard to get a good pint. Dude, my British accent gets worse on every. How does it get worse on every attempt? I'll get a pint at the pub. Go down and smoke a. I can't say it. Chickened out. Their terminology for cigarette is flings. I'm talking about the British. So we're on the level fresh air. It's cute. Maybe there's like descriptions. This seems like a spoiler. Captured. Minigames. Cody. I wonder if there's a way to like... I was hoping there'd be like a description section while we wait for Vicky Boy to join in. But anyway, yeah, to grab something out of our... This is going to sound really crazy. We have 2 miniature refrigerators. instead of one obnoxiously like American-sized refrigerator, we have 2 refrigerators. One of which is in the bedroom, and she came in to get pierogies and nearly tripped and fell. Ryan, how? Tell me about the game. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I gotta get it right. Life? No, sure. If you got any advice on that, I'm here for it. But okay, here it is. Here it is. When I invited you to the party before you hopped on, it like pulled up your recent game, your recent history.
Yeah, what is it?
And the thing you recently played is a game called Epic Roller Coasters Shooter Edition.
Yeah, Shooter Edition.
Everything about
Epic Roller Coaster?
So first of all, I was like, okay, amazing. Ryan's been playing a game called Epic Roller Coaster, but he bought the School Shooter Edition of it.
Of course.
Is it a VR game? Is it a VR specific game?
Yeah, like SpongeBob levels.
You're kidding me.
Dead.
You're so don't fake me out like that. Don't fake me.
It's well, the problem is you gotta buy the SpongeBob levels, but they have
these fucking loot crates and loot boxes have gotten out of hand.
I know.
This aggression will not stand.
Put SpongeBob in the monetization.
Who do you think the loading screen guy voted for? The Latinx book. Dude, check out that tire swing. The Goodyear.
I think he's registered out of like Wisconsin, so
he went the opposite from the border, the far opposite from the border. He's Spanish.
He's definitely a single issue voter.
He's Spanish from Spain. He went to Wisconsin.
What would his single issue vote be?
Guns.
Just guns.
I don't know.
He wrote in other, just gun.
Whoever's the most armed.
Most armed.
Please use your discretion based on my description here, and like in parentheses it just says guns.
Guns. Use your discretion.
Use your discretion.
Think of a Veep episode.
I need to watch that show, dude. Someone was just telling me about that show today.
It's good.
Julia, how do you pronounce her full name?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I get the first and last. Oh, God damn this tree! So no wonder the kid hasn't fucking died yet. All right, anyway.
They got roots, baby.
It's a beautiful tree. I guess this is the first time we're really getting a sense of like the outside of these people's place. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. The kid's got a bunch of shit everywhere, just destroying the property value.
That's cool. You're just ruining this tree, destroying the property value.
Yeah, we're almost 30, man. We gotta think about these things.
It's funny that fucking God. You throw that paper. Throw that paper in the air.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, you can just like Spider-Man around the tree.
Heck yeah. This is what Breath of the Wild is missing, man.
Puppets and strings.
It'd be pretty cool if the next Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
the next
Did you build a
3D
tree
Zelda
house,
was
Perez?
like Minish Cap
Why do you
inspired.
ask?
In what way?
No. Why do you ask?
Like the big
There are
little
windows.
mechanic.
Yeah, man, I gotta say, no, that checks out. I honestly, I was kind of hoping we'd get that in Tears of the Kingdom. There was something in the concept art book for Breath of the Wild, all about like a village that was miniature, like that, like the miniature people.
I love that.
Yeah, and I honestly, I forgot. You reminded me that I'm upset.
I'm pissed.
That's right, I'm fucking pissed.
That's right. I'm fucking pissed.
Fucking A, I've been slacking on being pissed. I gotta get back in there.
Oh, I'm getting pissed on.
That's right. No, yeah, I read that
Finally, a use for
ages
that.
ago.
Let's get
Whenever I took the time to read the fucking Breath of the Wild art book, and it got me really excited. Among a few other things that actually made it into the game, such as like Link having no arm. That was a
Oh,
part of
yeah,
Breath of the
yeah.
Wild concept art. Just being like this one-armed, like robot arm man, kind of like Metal Gear style.
I'm already forgetting.
see a way
Does he
to get the
actually
roses
lose his
grown
arm? Or is it just burnt? Or something?
You know that? Yeah, no, they. I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure he loses that thing. I'm pretty sure it's a Adventure Time
That's a
situation.
goner.
Dude, I don't think. I think he loses his throwing arm.
Weird, but you
There goes. That's the season. Oh, thanks, Kai. How are they? Kai brought me pierogies.
Yeah, give us a review of your
They
pierogi.
might be too hot at the moment to
Your
eat.
Polish pierogi.
It is fun having all these delis. There's like a halal grocery shop and then like a Polish deli right next to each other. I'm like, look at this coexistence. Yeah, they're way too hot. I might eat it anyway. Oh my god, they're great.
They're way too hot. Send it back.
I just ate it anyway. Oh wow, they're fucking phenomenal. Holy shit, that's fun. It's like mashed potatoes inside of a dumpling almost. That's what it tastes like. I don't know if that's what's going on, but
Yeah,
got off hot.
reminds me of
What's
college.
it doing up here?
yeah,
Like a
the good old
bully
days.
calls it.
Yeah.
Man, pierogi.
Look,
Um,
Cody, a door.
A door in a tree?
What do you do in the roller coaster game?
We gotta get to Rose's room.
Can't you see
Literally
how
just
far
sit
away
there
it is?
Yes,
in
I can see how
3D
far away it is. That's why we
in
gotta
a
keep
roller
moving.
coaster.
Oh my god, does it cause like a
Help us.
sensation
Rose?
of vertigo?
Yeah, Rose was saying that it made her.
Whoa, 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 wait.
Like, she
What
felt
are you
it.
doing? We don't know what's inside
She
there.
got like
Oh,
nauseous
it
and.
might be a shortcut to the house.
Have you experienced anything like that? It's a bit of a weird, like, uncanny feeling
No one.
while playing that game? Or anything in VR?
We're trying to get to the
Yeah,
house.
so I've been playing this game called Into the
We
Radius,
haven't got
where
time
it's
for this.
basically
Is
like
this a shortcut or not?
post-apocalyptic Russia, where you travel into like these radioactive
Whoa.
zones, kind of like
It's in Russia.
Fallout or whatever. You have to have like a gun, and there's like these shadow men that chase you around.
Told you this was a bad idea.
Not helpful. Come on, help me push.
I could hear one walking up behind me,
It's too heavy.
and I freaked out.
Oh
I got,
no.
like on my knees, and like I hid around the corner, and as soon as it came around the corner, I stabbed it with a knife, and I was feeling my heart rate.
This sounds
and
really
it was
intense for a
up.
video game.
Yeah,
Everything you just described is crazy.
I've never experienced something like that in a game.
Bye.
It's VR is cool.
Yeah, it's weird. It kind of shows you. I mean, it's kind of a new medium, at least how it exists now. I think I've told you that story before when I was in like the mall, and one of the Microsoft headsets was on display for like a demo in the store, in like one of the Activation stores, and I played like this generic game, like kind of like a tech demo game, where it's like a snowball fight. Also, hold on. This scene is crazy. The dad is just sitting there, completely comatose. And she
Conked out on
just had a
PCP.
she just had a one-way street conversation. But yeah, I played this game that was essentially like a snowball fight demo, and they did this really cool effect that when a snowball would hit you in your quote unquote head and like your virtual head, there like on the peripherals there would just be like snow dripping down from like out of the peripherals, and it made my head feel kind of cold, like I was hit with a snowball. And it was a really strange thing. My brain was so confused.
You got it, Chief.
Oh, I love these guys.
Yeah, these guys are great. Mice and men, I know these guys.
Oh,
Oh, holy shit. Holy shit.
aw, man, I hate these guys.
Oh, this is crazy. This would suck a lot.
Is this purgatory? Just
You just-
constantly.
It doesn't look like they're on the Wasp's team.
And why don't they die?
It doesn't look... They don't look like wasps. I like that we're having war with wasps. That makes so much... That tracks. Definitely tracks.
WW1.
Attitude era.
Horrendous.
I just ate all those pierogies. Those are fucking insane.
Hey there, Mr.
How's your tongue?
Fine, honestly. I thought they'd be way hotter, but they were cooked perfectly throughout.
Nice.
There's nothing worse than when you get that shit that, like,
Really? You
tastes like it's in a microwave. You eat it. It's like scaldy on the outside, just crystal meth cold on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What
Sucks.
do you mean?
I don't have a microwave. I don't use one
Good.
anymore.
You don't need one.
You truly don't, though. I mean, I never really used one anyway that much, to be honest, unless it was like a quick, lazy thing, like I'm warming up some food or like some soup or something. I don't know.
I just put stuff on a pan or in the oven. I'm like,
It's way better.
Real hoarders.
it just
Microwave
it's so much
sucks.
better tasting.
A microwave is basically like the perfect trade-off machine. It's like, hey, do you want something now, but it's gonna taste really bad? It's gonna, I mean, like, you can get it now, you can get it immediately, but it's gonna taste fucking terrible.
It turns everything into goo.
Like, think about the
Okay,
quality
it's just
downgrade.
slop.
Have you ever eaten like chicken nuggets like in a microwave instead of like in an air fryer or like an oven? Like, which by the way, store-bought chicken nuggets aren't the best thing in the world anyway. But like when you put those things in the microwave, it's hilarious how bad they are.
They turn into rubber. Yeah, it's like
These
like
wasps.
pizza bagels too. Like, well, those are designed for the.
The
Wasps
wasps
have
have
invaded
invaded
our
our
so-
tree and wiped out most of our tribe.
This fucking game.
You two.
I had to turn it down a bit because it was just super loud on my end. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
crazy creatures.
I'm gonna skip this. Oh, I can't skip it. That's fine.
No offense.
Yeah,
You'll just
microwave is
survive it.
out, and I think
Against a
that's
whole
one of the
swarm
biggest
of them,
trends.
surely we'll
that's-
die.
Is it actually? Is that
Yes.
catching up? So you guys don't use? Do you guys just not use theirs that much unless it's just
No,
like a
now
handy?
that I've like we don't use it, and now that I know that you don't use it, I'm saying it. Microwaves are
True.
dope.
We don't have microwaves here at AVHD, and if you have a microwave, you're fired.
They're not good for you anyway.
Holy
they just
shit.
promote disgusting
There's
habits.
one more thing.
That I
He
just
says
was
an
reacting to
undercover
this.
agent who could operate
For this, honestly, like no context. This is an insane. This is pretty wild direction.
Yeah. I'm so high.
Oh really?
No.
so.
Oh man, I wish I was super stoned. This game would probably be kind of difficult to play super stoned because you're like coordinating constant.
I want to try VR with influence.
I'm gonna get some lobbyists.
That's what we call, instead of the substance, we just call it the influence.
I like that being just the word for something that is not of taste.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this on with influence. You said with influence, which is great.
With influence.
I'm gonna go to the gala with influence.
That's kind of did I just create something?
You did? No, you definitely did. You
I'm
definitely
going to
did.
the mall with influence.
You and I should like make a stupid ass glossary, but like put some creative muscle behind it with all our dumb words. Like
Oh, man.
pump
I have
40
a couple
poolside.
quotes I
like-
want to share.
Sophisticated part
Yes.
of a flying machine.
Let's so these are my out of context
Of course you
quotes.
do.
Oh, are you
As you
pulling that
know.
up? That would also be really good to put in like a book.
You know what? I can't wait to get back to my real body so that we can get the
One of the recent things I said out of context was boss in the moment.
Hey!
Lost in the moment.
No, boss. BOSS in the moment.
I think did you say that to me? I'm pretty sure I saw that.
I have said it to several people.
It's a great quote. A
Boss.
boss,
in the moment.
boss in the moment. Yeah, this is a list that you've actually had for like you've had it for like 5, 6 years now. When someone says something, but it's not just what I like about it is I kind of like the loose parameters around this list. It's not just like, oh, that was an awesome quote, or like everyone got excited. It's usually when it's like, this sounds better almost on its own. Like hearing this
like,
just
what's
as a
the
one-liner.
no real context for it, but
And that's any great quote, right? Like usually when you look at a quote, there's not a fucking paragraph setting up the context. It's just like, here's the quote, and it just hits or
here's
it
the
doesn't.
last thing that you have said.
Oh, it's in your notes? Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
I got a Splatoon.
The last thing that I have you quoted as saying is,
Okay.
he's been sick in disguise.
What? No clue what that's about. He's been sick in disguise.
Sick in disguise.
That's fucking hilarious. Do you date these things?
The only thing I have is that it was set in 2022.
It was in July.
You just know it.
No, I don't remember saying that. I have no idea what happened. He's sick in disguise. Sounds like some stupid shit I would say.
He's sick in disguise. Another one that you said was, we're not going anywhere because of the law.
We're not going anywhere because of the law. Was that in 2020?
20, no, it's still 22.
Not going anywhere because of
Squirrels
the
weren't
law.
kidding.
Yeah. This is a war zone.
Wow.
2021, you said, with that kind of money, you can go to Hawaii. Yeah, but you know, Gatlinburg.
Even the first part's kind of hilarious. With that kind of money, you can go to Hawaii.
Yeah, or Gatlin.
Especially since you don't know what the money is.
Location.
What was I talking about?
Shooting targets.
Oh yeah. So honestly, including stuff like that, and like you and I have a lot of weird, like isms, like words are words that are common to most people, but in the way in which we use them, they're just phrased a bit differently. And I think like we just use them a little bit, you know, in our own way. And it'd probably be really funny to have that in like some kind of book, like some kind of weird coffee table book. Oh, sorry, let me add my.
That would, I think that we could sell that for sure.
I mean, if anything, we just I mean, I like, see, your head's in the right place. I was just like, I want this as like a nice
Wow.
trinket thing, so.
This is impressive.
But you're like, yo, it's Barnes and Noble, this bitch, and let people waste their money on our dumb book.
B&N is still around?
Yeah, they are. I think they're near where you live. I'm pretty sure there's one over there on, like, I don't really know what the word is. It's over by Best Buy. Target. You know what I'm saying?
Ready.
Oh, you gotta weigh it down there, buckaroos. Nice.
Oh, heavy my jizz. I got some pretty dense cum. He's got that Kirkland cum.
The Kirkland.
This is what that Kirkland cum looks like. Oh, you can sprint? I didn't know that. I had no idea you could sprint like this. A little Tom and Jerry run. Oh, I'm dead. Nope, I'm dead. Oh, fuck me, did it freeze?
Ah, I see.
I gotta weigh this bitch down. Oh wait, you did it.
This is like Breath of the Wild.
This reminds
Tears
me.
of the Kingdom.
This is like Hitman 2. You got the gun in your hand. Oh, there's a double jump. That checks. Yeah, it'd be really funny to like think of some of those phrases. It's probably like 5 phrases when it's all said and done. Just us using the gun in different ways. But yeah.
Various forms of gun.
I meant to ask you, did you guys do anything for Halloween? I know it's like a month
Yeah,
later.
we went to
I meant to ask
friend's
you.
party.
Did you guys do any like costume sort of situation?
Yeah, we dressed up as The Shining.
Wait, really? You were Jack?
Yeah, I was Jack.
every year, Kai and I like have costume ideas, and we have like so much fun like planning the way we would do the costumes. But then when it comes to like actually spending the money on in like the or just like designing the costumes, we're just like, let's just go out and get a couple beers. Like it's like on Halloween night instead of
Yeah.
actually doing it. And I'm like, man, it'd be fun to like get in a costume again. Put like a lot of work into it. Just, you know, good for you guys for actually doing something.
Well, you know, the thing is, though, is that I pretty much had all of that stuff just in my closet. Like, I had a red jacket, and I had boots and jeans.
I guess
So
so.
it says a lot more about me than,
Well, that's kind of. I mean, he doesn't dress like in a way that's, I would say, like problematic or like red flag or alarming. Like he wears like flannels with some like classic Levi's, and he wears like those. The only thing that's super distinct about some of his outfits are those really cool like patchwork ties that they would wear in the 80s.
oh, yeah.
Those are fun.
Dang, now we're cooking with gas.
We want you to taste the meat, not the heat.
Oh, my God.
You're gonna taste the meat on this one.
I think my favorite bit from King of the Hill is when he gets, like, the organic food.
Oh, he finally eats it, and it's amazing. King of the Hill is legitimately, I actually think it is one of the best shows I've ever seen. I fucking love that show. I always thought something about the animation style always really turned me off watching it, which is a shame. Like, I just thought it just looked unpleasant to look at, and I kind of got that vibe with Bob's Burgers at first. And they're both just like well-rounded sitcoms. Only I think.
I thought it wasn't a satire, which
King of
is
the Hill?
probably what turned me off of it.
Yeah. And what's funny though is it's like it is a satire, but it's like it also isn't. I feel like it's a satire in its like presentation of America, obviously, but then like the characters and like the themes and their journeys like aren't.
They don't really play it straight, I guess.
Yeah, they. I mean, it makes sense when you think about so Jeff Daniels helped write it. He writes like The Office and Parks and Rec, and it's like you really see those like. He's always been really good at like the exaggerative elements of America. What is this? Am I supposed to rope over there? Oh, we gotta weigh this bad boy down.
Damn,
that.
this is good game design.
It
Like,
is, dude.
multiple
Oh,
uses.
fucking cocksucker. My rope didn't work. Yeah, what, you mean this weapon?
Oh, you climb on it,
Does it load? What the fuck is going on?
swing on it, and then I'll, yeah, bring you
Ah.
up.
I see.
I think I can do that, maybe? Whatever this does.
Darn, sap isn't sticking.
Looks like squirrel tack isn't foolproof.
Squirrel tech, just nuts.
Chestnuts. What?
Chestnuts. So it's definitely something to do with this. Okay, this fucking just got
What
like
are
a
we
faux
missing?
plant in the way. All right, so that doesn't get weighed down. This thing does get weighed down, so maybe you got to swing somewhere. Can you blow up the thing while swinging?
No.
Are we stumped? That's great. Grippy surface. Oh, wait a minute.
We have
Oh,
to do something
look at
with
this, Ryan. I can stick to this. What is? Oh, wait, you can spin it. Give it another. Hit the button.
Ah, okay.
Perfect. All right, I'm over here now.
Oh yeah, man.
It just says it like plainly on the thing. Come on, way down. Why don't you? There we go.
Oh. Okay. That works.
Now what? Oh, it opened the
Down
door. I was
to-
like, now I'm over
oh.
here.
Dang, we're in
Well, this got interesting.
Holy shit! This is
Dr.
where.
Squirrelenstein's.
This is where the green. This is where Willem Dafoe got inside that thing. It's cold. It's where Willem Dafoe
Imagine this
laid on
is-
the bed.
Imagine this is just in our trees.
I know. Yeah. What the fuck is this? Is this inside of an oak?
Squirrels are onto something, man. I'm telling you.
You fucked with squirrels. Is that from Rick and Morty? They like interfered in some squirrel business, and it turned out they were basically like the deep state. Like,
This one's ready.
which I think is awesome.
Oh, I do have to go like this?
Okay.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, I see.
nice. King of the castle, king of the castle.
I'm doing this quite badly. Sorry. Come on. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Get the momentum going. Oh, wait, I think I was supposed to be on that first. Can you do it again? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Ah, the sewer. The sewer! Perfect. Borat is really fun. I was with you the first time I ever saw that movie. That movie is hysterical. Oh, fucking God.
Dude.
This movie is so fucking funny, man. I respawned with in your spot. What do you think? What do you think? This kind of reminds me of Super Metroid too. The big, or
Oh,
like
dude,
even
that's-
honestly any Metroid. There's like Parasite Queen is in there.
Hell yeah.
Can we blow it up?
Darn.
They should have let you 4 out of 10. And that's a 4 out of 10. So I don't know if I didn't tell you this because I don't believe in it. But I told Allison the following, that from now on her birthdays she has to start paying us a birthday tax.
For being a friend.
I said there should be something called, I was just like, hey, happy birthday, when are you sending Ryan and I your birthday tax?
What the hell is this?
Uh-oh.
Hey, I wonder what these buttons do.
Oh no.
What the hell?
Wait, what?
Yeah. should've
Oh my
expected
god,
this
you
from
murdered
Squirrels.
me.
I definitely did. Okay, so what's this one do?
This is like Cronenberg's The Fly.
Have you seen that movie, by the way? It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, it's good as in it's like everything you kind of want from like a,
Nice moves,
like it's
man.
cheesy, it's thrilling, it's like gross, it's scary, it's goofy. Like it's everything I want when I'm watching like a movie around that time of the year, around like the spooky season time of the year. All right, might as well hit this other one. It's just a skeleton. It just roasts you alive.
You are just killing your wife, buddy.
How do I? Oh wait.
Circle when you jump. It's like a ground pound.
Just fucking jizzing out.
Super Mario.
All my honey.
I'm not gonna let you forget that one.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
But yeah, we gotta collect.
You look
We gotta start.
fine.
We gotta like make that a thing. We gotta start like collecting. We gotta start telling people like, hey, happy birthday. Please, you're gonna pay your birthday tax. Just like a couple bucks. It's like, oh, you're born.
Just a couple bucks.
Just a few dollars. I had no idea we had a sprint button until. I mean, I guess we haven't played that much.
This lid doesn't look so stable.
Oh, good to know. We'll break through it. Oh wait, we can blow it up. We have a gun. Shoot this fucking stupid lid. Ah, this is what does it.
Oh, you gotta do like a, yeah, you gotta do a little circle. This is good game design. You're
It
using
is.
one tool with multiple pieces.
This game's great.
Oh!
Yeah, I really.
Like something was
The
kept in
puzzle
here.
platforming is really, really great.
Something big. Whatever it was, it's gone now.
It's gonna be a big squirrel monster.
Okay. I've never. I never really think about how squirrels are just like cuter rats. I don't know. Like they
Yeah,
get
they're
such
like
a.
acceptable vermin.
I think it was it might have been in Glorious Bastards. Like they used that in the opening scene.
Snapped up.
but like
This
a
is-
they use it to
This
talk.
is nice.
They use it for the purposes of anti-Semitism. I just like, it's true that you don't think about how a squirrel is just a rat, but we're like, oh, cute. They make the park lively. But if you see like a rat in the park, it's fucking disgusting.
Right, yeah. I think it's got to be the bushy tail, right? Maybe
It's
their eyes
bushy
are bigger.
tail. I mean, yeah, rat. Also, they're just better. They're just more appealing looking.
Yeah,
They're just
they
better.
eat. They
They're
eat.
better.
They're like vegetarian,
Yeah. Oh, are they? I never
maybe
thought about
vegan.
that. Yeah, maybe they're kind of vegan.
Something's coming.
Oh,
Shit. All right.
hell yeah.
We got one.
Yeah. I now become death. Destroyer of the Eden.
God, look at us go. Man, this makes me, Ryan, remember when we used to play zombies? It was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, we gotta run that back again soon.
I think we gotta do a Zammies.
That was a lot of fun. It was the most views we ever got ever for like a night.
People love the Zammies. What can I say?
We need a Zam. It's been a couple years since we played. We should definitely, cause like
We could get the new one.
yeah, apparently Griffin owns it. I saw the
Oh,
other day it was in his
sick.
game library. I was like, what the fuck?
It's apparently pretty good. I wouldn't mind like a little shooting.
For me, I mean, we both already own Black Ops 3. Might as well, because we might as well just play that one.
Yeah, Rise and Drive. Yeah.
Or just like what we got Ascension over there.
Yeah, we got Ascension.
We got all the good. We got Kino. We got Kino.
What do I do with this?
I mean, Black Ops 3 is like a single package. It's probably the best. If you're a Call of Duty Zombies fan, probably the best way to play
Shoot
it.
some
Oh,
goo
there's
into this
something up
burn
here.
ice.
There we go. Something. Okay, strange. There's definitely
shoot your
a- oh,
load
that's-
into this little finus.
You got it. Where are you at? What we got here? Oop, boing. Oh,
Oh dang!
there we go.
Ah, I see. So
I gotta reload, don't I? Oh, okay, I get it.
okay, so you'll go on there and then we'll.
And then be ready to shoot this one too. Alright, now what?
Nice.
Over here.
Hey, May, I think there's a bridge here.
Let's knock it down then.
Oh, wow. It's her being British throws me off so much. It makes me think they just like hired 2 random voice actors, kind of like Breath of the Wild did.
Yeah, and
if you
Get
make
Out
the
or
shot.
No Way Out. I mean.
No Way Out. What's that?
Oh,
Way Out.
make
Can't get
a
a good shot
line
from here,
to
Cody.
the thing.
Oh my god, I forgot it can chain react like that. I forgot it did that. I'm out.
They're so good.
I ran out of,
This is like Uncharted, man.
It's got the yellow.
It's got
Did
yellow.
Naughty Dog, like, is that like a Naughty Dog thing?
I think Naughty Dog popularized it.
Naughty Dog invented yellow.
Yeah. God, they're such good game developers.
We have it on
eh?
good authority. Naughty Dog invented this color called yellow. But
It's
yeah,
such
I
a
don't-
thing that even Rose knows to like look for the yellow.
It's great. It's just like, here's a color that isn't often natural in an environment. It's really bright. And usually, like, most games are designed with, like, grayer color palettes because it's just easier for rendering.
Interesting mechanic.
What is
Looks
this
like some
fucking
type
bullshit?
of tug of war.
Ready for this?
Cool rope. Okay,
Ready
is that
to
it?
fall into the hole.
Do I just mash it?
That hole is made for you.
Do we
Let's see
mash it
better.
or hold it?
I think so.
Give up, May.
What the fuck? How'd you do that? I thought I was gonna crush.
Cody.
I'm the master.
All right, best
Best-
of 3, eh?
Best out of best. I would say best of 10.
All right, best of 10.
I'm
Could do
sending you
best of 3. I was a
over
10's a ridiculous amount. All right.
Oh, you're going down.
You got the turbo controller?
I got that just on the triangle button.
You wait.
Dude, I wish I could show you video footage of what I'm doing. I'm
Try to record it.
I'm like Dash from The Incredibles on my finger. My finger is just vibrating. I've always been able to do that. Have we never talked about this?
Dash, 100-yard match.
I can I can essentially I'm gonna record it.
Put the
It
phone
doesn't-
in your mouth.
It doesn't.
And then,
Yeah. All right. Okay. 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 Okay.
Show me your moves, May.
Alright.
Bye-bye.
I can't do it.
Alright. I don't know if I captured what I was doing on camera very effectively.
I never get tired of it.
Oh, man. You know, I love working from home more than an office. I'm not looking forward to going into an office tomorrow.
You have to go in tomorrow?
I go in every Tuesday and Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like abysmal or terrible. It's more just like, man, I would just so much rather just work in my own environment. And like not... It's funny that like, it's just like bullshit complaining. It's like, I would much rather...
Can't do it.
I would much rather like not have to like take a shower early in the morning, put a bunch, put some decent clothes on and go and like have to be on and like be fake nice to people I don't really care about. It's like I would much rather just like do my job from home in my personal
Hey, May,
space.
come here.
Oh wait, all right. What happened?
All right, let's review the footage.
Oh god, it's terrible footage.
It doesn't. Yeah.
How the fuck? There's no way I can do that. There's no way I can beat that.
I haven't watched it. Does it capture the effect?
I get the sense of what you're accomplishing.
Probably just hear it.
Anabolic.
Oh, you can kind of see it. My hand looks crazy on that button. It looks so stupid.
That's advanced form of muscle control.
It's our football.
You thought I threw it out.
That's primal genes.
Sorry about that.
You got that primal gene?
Rose and I used to play with it
Have you
all
taken
the
like
time.
an official in?
Just another thing.
One of those DNA
squirrels
tests
take
before?
from us.
My sister has, so I'm assuming I'm the same.
It should be the same. It should be, but at the same time, sometimes DNA like is inherited kind of differently. Like when you think about like who you look more similar to.
Oh man,
This is
my
pretty.
legs hurt.
I like it when they do a zoom out in games, you know? It's life
I
simple
really
play.
love it when the camera makes itself like
I'm
known or
having
like.
two.
What if we're stuck here?
It's very
more of a
old
box.
God of War
Don't know that.
type of stuff.
Oh my god, this
The
looks
rose
like
will break
that.
the
This
spell.
this looks like old.
What if we never get there?
Wow,
Please
wow, that
stop
takes me
talking.
back. I want to play.
Keep
I want to play
running.
2018 and Ragnarok now.
God, I listen to Ragnarok's album still every day. Like it's probably gonna be my #1 song on Spotify again. Oh wait, do we go up the tree and destroy it? Probably not. It's probably just aesthetic.
Oh shit!
What a
Okay,
year!
well,
we
we're doing this.
had God of War Ragnarok, and we had Elden Ring
We've got obstacles
in the same year.
Yeah, really.
This is like Wario's Gold Mine on the Nintendo Wii. You guys remember that? Remember that map?
NES World Championships.
Where did these distractions go?
Kai and I have been playing. We've been playing a lot of Mario Kart Wii. Like we're of the mind that it's the most fun Mario Kart probably. And most, I would say, partial credit, but maybe mostly due to the fact that it's like the most chaotic. It's like
Yeah.
easily the least skill-based Mario Kart, but there's still like a big. Oh my god, what the fuck? What is this Adventure Express bullshit? There's still like a big skill gap. in like any Mario Kart. But like 64 Double Dash and what's it called? Mario Kart 8, I feel like are much more skill based. Sorry, I'm struggling on the gold mines. Oh my god.
Let me know when you're out of the Glitter Gulch mines.
This kind of reminds me of that Donkey Kong Country song. I don't remember what it is at the moment.
Isn't it Glitter Gulch? No, Glitter something mines.
Maybe it was that one that goes.
Is the mouth trumpet the best instrument?
I mean, we saying best like the coolest best because like it's got to be the trumpet, the piano, or the guitar, right?
Yeah.
Like ever, I think one of the coolest instruments, like cool, is the saxophone. But like
Yeah,
Kenny
sax
G,
is a
Kenny
blast.
G, like single-handedly like ruined what the saxophone legacy was for like 20 years. And I'm not saying Kenny G was bad or anything. Like, I grew up like liking Kenny G, but it's like you have jazz for like 70 years, and it's like let's make this super boring, super slow, and uninteresting and uninventive, and just rock. Alright, I think I need to make a wheel. I think I need to get it to move.
Looks like you just have to like make it heavy.
Are there
I like the
bees?
sound of that.
Oh.
Make it go.
Easy as pie.
Holy shit. We got a Praetorian Guard.
Yo, wait, look at this guy. Oh, cool, it's a Hornet Boss. Well, what are you gonna do against an RPG, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot we have a dodge roll. Is there a way to
You can
lock on?
crouch too.
This guy sucks. As he hits me.
I got a 50 caliber.
Yeah. I got the intervention.
Probably one of the coolest, like, just looking guns.
Coolest name for a weapon ever. I guess we're that Call of Duty generation, but fucking cocksucker. Oh, I definitely hit dodge. I'm dodging too early. For the green! For the honey! Wait, they don't even do honey.
Oh yeah, they're just annoying.
They just suck. Like, they don't do anything. They were just some other bug that was tired of getting stepped on by bees and eventually evolved to be dicks. Because they're so similar. They had to have had a common ancestor. They just don't do anything relevant.
Looks like it. Let's get through that vault.
Alright. Damn, we're in the Acorn Vault.
There's a bunch of acorns.
It's just...
We went through all this elaborate robbery process, and it's just a fucking acorn. Dude, I've almost made it.
This
to
is
two-
like Inception. This is like
Oh yeah,
Dark Knight.
Put the pinwheel in there. God, Inception's kind of awesome. We should give it another, like as a group, we should give it another chance. Because Kai and I watched it earlier this year for the first time that I've seen it in like 10 years, and actually like really loved it. Like otherwise, like you and I kind of watched it a bit out of context in college. We're like, this is really cheesy, and we were just not loving Nolan's vibe during that time period, especially because I couldn't get past the fact that his movies kind of felt like a the exaggerated version of like a Spielberg film, where they felt more like a theater experience or like an amusement park ride than the serious tone that juxtaposes with the movies he makes. But man, you just learn to roll with his style. Inception is fucking awesome. It's so cool.
I think for me, once you told me about
I don't know.
You done?
It was my fault. Once I told you about what?
well, no, you. I don't know how to say it.
No, just say there's no right way to say it.
Well, after you explained, what the fuck? What movie? God, why is my brain spacing out right now?
Is it one of Nolan's movies?
Yeah.
Interstellar?
No, Interstellar's fine, but
The Dark Knight Rises?
no, I still
Tenet?
don't like that. Fucking Dunkirk. God.
Oh, it's a good
I kept
thing.
wanting to... Yeah, it's a good thing. Once we
This is the break.
kind of explained what that is, it's and like why it's set up the way that it is, where it's like a week, an hour, a day, or whatever the timeline is set
It's
up.
the most Nolan movie of all time.
Yeah.
To take.
Yeah. I started to appreciate it more, and then his other movies got better as a result.
Yeah, exactly.
And Oppenheimer
We
kinda
needed a high.
proved-
We needed a high.
Yeah, Oppenheimer proved that he can do something, similar but different enough.
Crazy. I mean, again, he does have a style, and his style, and again, it's for better and for worse in my opinion, but it's mostly for better. It's mostly for better. But sometimes it just feels like you're watching a movie trailer instead of a movie when you're watching his films. Just like
yeah.
on the surface. But he's still an incredible filmmaker. Like I mean, dude, he's fucking incredible with his film directing. So,
Wasp larvae.
and like when I look at his movies, like some of his movies are in like my top movies of all time. Like I love Inception, I love The Dark Knight, and I think Dunkirk is one of the most unique war movies I've ever seen, where there's not really a drop of blood, and it's a movie about combat, and it's like a story you don't often see told in film or ever told in film, and it's like arguably one of the most pivotal moments of the war. But it's crazy because it's not really like an actual battle. It's just like the waiting game and the tension of knowing like it's just the entire army is sitting ducks. It's such a fucking crazy situation. And obviously seeing a movie where you're just having people sit on the beach for 2 hours wouldn't be interesting. So brilliantly, the way he chose to show people in the air, people on the beaches and the boats all at the same time, and then like the score was written as far as like its composition based on the same sort of like division. It sounds crazy even saying it out loud, but it's just like the way in which they speed up the score, slow down the score based on where they are in a moment in time. And anyway, it's like super complicated, but it doesn't feel that way. It's the first time he went for like the most Nolan thing, and it feels so subtle. It feels so like, feet off the gas. And my recent watches of that movie, I find it pretty fucking terrifying, and thrilling, and claustrophobic. And I don't give a fuck that I don't know or care about really any of these characters. It's more just the stakes and the situation. Spam time.
One of my favorite scenes is when they're in that like destroyed boat and the bullet holes start coming through. That's
Oh yeah, the
incredible.
one that's like marooned on the beach.
Yeah, and they just start getting shot at. It's
Like the light starts shining through and stuff. Yeah, that movie I think is like arguably, it's like his White Album. Like, it's like
Yeah.
we're back to basics, doing what I do best, but in a way you've never really seen before, in a way that like is still super experimental. It's like, yeah, I mean to me, yeah, that's his White Album. Very good. Oppenheimer's very, very good too. It's just like one of those movies where, like, depending on my mood, or like I'll go into that movie and be like, that's a 7 out of 10, or I'll walk out and be like, that's a 11 out of 10. And I think scores are stupid, but you guys, just to like, for conversation's sake, like, I've almost hit my 200th movie of the year.
That movie should only really be seen in an IMAX theater.
Oh my God,
Otherwise, I think
yeah.
if you watched it on like a 55-inch TV,
I did watch it.
kind of
on 55 inches. I watched it on RTV, and RTV makes everything kind of awesome. So like, I bought the Blu-ray for Oppenheimer and watched it, and it really was still great because of the fact that you listen over the top and get grounded. Like, it's still very entertaining. It's crazy that it's a movie about a bunch of fucking scientists talking, and it has like this sports movie setup, or like a team assembly setup, or it feels like a spy thriller kind of, and it's just people
the
talking.
nest for me.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm just shooting them all individually. I've been fucking trigger hands. Didn't know about the honeycomb.
Is that a Batman villain? Trigger hand.
Just America's villain. Like, trigger hands. Just the name for just some goon who made it big time. Bloody slugs, these fuckers. Yeah, I was looking at Letterboxd. So it's kind of confusing because Letterboxd has two categories. They have films and then diaries. And like diaries, straight up, just like every time you log something, it counts it. And I'm close to 200 on my diary. My films are more like 170 something. And both numbers I'm proud of, and I'm like trying to get to 200. But I think films is only like, it only counts the number of separate watches, and I find it crazy that it would be like a 20. Like it seems insane that there would be a difference of 20, right? Like if I have a diary of like 190 and a film count of like let's say 170, it's like, what the fuck? I've watched that many movies twice, 10 movies twice this year. I guess it's not that much. What the fuck? I watched Fellowship of the Ring 3 times and Two Towers 3 times, so that makes up for some of it. How are you doing your film watches? You watch anything good lately? I haven't.
I watched Chicago: The Trial 7.
That sounds really
Trial
familiar.
of the Chicago 7. Gothenburg.
Why does it sound familiar? I watched Chicago Fire.
Chicago PD.
Yeah, like it's one of those shows. I used to really love Criminal Minds, but like no, it happened.
Tests in Chicago in the 80s.
The Democratic Convention.
More or less. It's a bunch of like protests. Like they were protesting the Vietnam War at the time.
Yeah, was it during like the Democratic National Convention? The
Yeah.
protest? Yeah, that was the late '60s.
Yeah, the 60s. Sorry. And
I mean,
it was like basically 150 days or something of like trials that was like completely biased towards. It's basically the United States government versus like these 7 like hippies that just wanted the war in Vietnam to end. They were like basically set up so that they would be put on trial. And
a lot of false flags taking place on behalf of the United States government. Really, always. They've just gotten better at it because they've had to get better at it now that Instagram and TikTok and Reddit in the 60s, like, I don't think Vietnam, I mean, it wouldn't have been the same. Like, people only could learn about that war from fucking newspapers and the evening news.
yeah,
Like, that's
well,
fucking
I think that's
insane.
like the rise of like TV and news and colored photography
And that helped a lot,
being
too.
able to record film and stuff. Like that's, I would assume, why Vietnam is so heavily protested.
Yeah.
Especially with so many like reporters and journalists and photographers going there, it paints a different picture.
It's also just a war
assuming-
without a cause. Like, the crazy thing is, like, and the Korean War was kind of like the soft launch of that, of like, oh, we got to stop the spread of communism at all costs, and we kind of pulled out of the Korean War. Like, I think the Korean War could have been Vietnam if it would have just kept going and there was never a settlement. But like Vietnam just had no end in sight. Just like such a big, it was such a money pit of resources and tax dollars and human lives, most importantly. It's like we just kept doubling down, and I think that's the problem. To the point where it was like, not Section A, but whatever the word is for like being first in the draft. We enabled really intense and aggressive draft measures, and it blows my mind, like thinking about
Lots of dangerous weapons of their own.
if we would have just backed off a bit,
Yeah.
Because like there was just no cause, and the world at the time kind of knew that. Like it was also France's war to fight. It wasn't ours. Like France had been there since I didn't know this until recently. I watched that Ken Burns doc on Prime about Vietnam.
It's interesting.
It's
the French were there.
I had no fucking idea, dude. I mean, I had a little.
Weren't they like a French colony, like before all that?
They were. They were trying. I mean, it was like French imperialism, French colonialism, basically. And they were obviously, and they were like, and then the Vietnam government itself was going back. They had like a civil war. That you had like the Viet Cong. You had like this other government that was more. Like the official Communist Party was backing a government. Then you had China's influence. You had France's influence, and then a people's government, and it was all disastrous. And yeah, and then we decided we're gonna fucking go over there and get involved, and people were like, fuck you, this is not Pearl Harbor where we were bombed. Like the United States used to not want to get involved in any of this shit until after World War II, when we realized, oh, you can make a fuck ton of money doing this, and we just won. So now we have a fuck ton of money and all this infantry that we spent billions on. We need to put it to good use. Now there's a Cold War with Russia, and we need to make sure we're dominating the chessboard. And it's, I think people just got fucking tired of senseless wars, and I mean they still are. Like what's happening today with, we're not fighting the wars, but we're funding the wars now. Like now we're not sending as many people over, even though we still are. Oh my god, look at this! These fights are amazing.
These are very interesting. This is fun.
But was the movie good? I'm sure it was pretty profound. The trial.
It was written and directed by Aaron Sorkin.
How do I know that name?
He wrote Social Network.
Oh,
it's like that very specific writer that.
Great.
He's pretty good as a writer.
Yeah.
As a director, I don't know necessarily. Like.
Yeah, just average.
My issue with the movie comes from the fact that, like, his whole point of view of America is like, oh, individuals. It's more like the institution itself is kind of.
Yeah,
broken.
to me, I think like that statement might be true about the people, but the problem is not the people. Like, you're always going to have discourse amongst the people when it's actually healthy. The problem is you have an institution that enables it in unfair ways and is completely disregarding the benefits of the people it covers.
Right. Like, the machine... I don't want to get, like, all hippie.
No, dude.
But, like, the machine... The machine...
Fuck these guys. I just ran right through their bitch asses.
Its best interests are not for the people.
I mean, not at all.
It's for the machine. Like, it's preservation, essentially.
I pay 26% of my fucking income every year just to fucking, what? I don't know. Fund missiles going over to fight Russia and Ukraine? What the fuck is that all about? I'd rather just not be involved in any of this shit. If Russia beats the Ukraine in a war, that sucks, but they beat the Ukraine in a war, I don't want anything to fucking do with it. Which is not maybe my right. There's a lot, like, I have nothing against, I don't think it's fair, personally, that Russia's doing that, but it's like, why are my tax dollar, or helping out with inflation being the highest it's ever been, why are we sending billions and trillions of dollars over to Israel and Ukraine? Oh, we lost video footage.
Oh, really? Darn. Well, the movie brings up an interesting point. One of the main characters essentially says, like, I want to live in we're the richest country in the world. Why do we have poverty? And why do we have, like...
I mean, that's just because America's bullshit. We're the country that makes everyone's drugs.
Right.
And we're the, by the way, in most places, their healthcare systems are obviously different than ours. Ours are decided by rigged insurance companies. We're the place that makes drugs, and we charge 5 times higher than other markets. So if you go over to Europe, and you want to get like fucking any SSRI, or even fucking over the counters, like even if you're getting like a Motrin or like a Tylenol or an ibuprofen, it's like a fifth of the cost, dude. It's fucking insane how we charge more and we put shittier and addictive things in our medicine because we can. Mm-hmm. Like it's nothing to do with the fact that we're in the position we're in, because in reality, we are the biggest supplier of entertainment, of technology, of trade, of
We're the
military
center of the
industrial
world,
power.
currency, yeah.
Fucking nucleus
All
of the
trade
earth.
is basically done through the dollar. Yeah.
The problem
It's-
is, whoever asked that question about like for the richest, why is there poverty? Because the people who keep making the place richer are utilizing it based on there being poverty. It's like the dumber people are, and the less popular, like for instance, like you keep seeing people like Elon Musk and JD Vance, and even people on like the Democrat side being like, we're underpopulated, we need to start having kids, or there's a lot of different arguments for why we should, you got to bring kids back into the home, and it's like, yeah, it's a lot easier to control a population when they're larger and working towards the workforce. When they're not as big, they can actually protest. You've seen it in like other nations before. It's just one of those things where like America benefits on there being war, and it benefits on there being people uneducated and divided. And by America, like literally just 1% of Americans. Like our fucking Congress people just blatantly perform insider trading, and I don't know. It's kind of mind blowing. Like when you think of the things that are actually working for us. It's
There's
like I
not
go and
much.
spend 40 hours.
It's working towards the individual and more towards the country itself.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's
I mean,
the fact that the other day, yeah, we said. I mean, again, trillions of dollars of weapons to other countries, and like, yeah, these other countries need us, but it's like, why aren't other countries? It's like, oh, we have a United Nations. I mean, I know that like France and England and there's other countries sending aid to the Ukraine, and North Korea is jumping in with Russia. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, to your point, it's interesting that we're not taking a neutrality stance like we used to pre-World War II. It's like, oh, that money could have literally fixed all homelessness in the country, which is a win-win for everybody involved. It could have paid back everyone's student loan debts. It could have lowered, you can't undo inflation, but it could have lowered the effects of inflation.
right. It just seems it's a little ridiculous. Being the world police. I don't really get it.
I think it's because no one else is in a position to do that. But like, there's no noble reason or actual good cause for doing that, though. It's like it's a war on the other side of the country.
Harm than good, I would argue. I mean,
Yeah, relatively. I mean, we're fueling. To me, it's like if you fan the flames, they'll continue to burn, right? And like that's what we're doing. And it's like unless we're like going over there and we're just fucking blowing up all of Russia or all of the Ukraine's forces, we're not doing anything other than allowing the war to continue, which again makes us money and puts people in debt. We're betting on. We also don't want Russia to win a fucking war and gain access to all those trade rivers and start expanding into other places there. It's just a fucking pissing match with Russia again. Just those Russians.
it's the frogs.
Frogs. Dude, we should. So are Wednesdays streaming night now? And then we probably need like one more. We need like 2 of these. They're fun because we're already at our hour. We need more of these. We need like every Wednesday's like stream night, which is great because that's update day. But
I
also
do like a Wednesday. That feels good.
I guess like for now we just try to commit to Wednesdays, but it's like doing more would be nice. And some nights I feel like we'll be able to. Some weekends, especially in the wintertime when it's cold as dick. Like I'm sure there's going to be nights where it's like, all right, let's
I'm
play
glad we're
for,
now
like,
in the same climate.
I know. Usually, every year, when I was living in Texas for the last like half decade, it's just been like you and Griffin would be online for like 3 months at a much more frequent rate, and I'm just like, hey, I'm outside, hanging out.
Yeah, I'm in sandals.
Like, yeah,
I've got 6 blankets on.
I'm at like a patio drinking a Mai Tai, like outside on my block. And you're like, your fucking fireplace is on, you got a Snuggie on, slippers on.
The storm is coming!
You can't even go out. You can't even go outside. But now I'm in that. Now I'm in the same boat as you, and we can have gaming weekend nights. Like, because I miss
Here's
the
the
I
bad
miss the
weather.
long. Look, there it is. There's climate change.
Oh, Biden's weather machine.
Biden's America.
Oh, I guess we gotta navigate the storm.
There it is. The Biden machine. What am I? Am I supposed to just blow us
It's the
around? I have no
Biden
paint.
machine. I guess,
I got out of paint.
really?
Yeah.
Roaring ahead!
Oh god. Well, I mean, what's the worst that's gonna happen? It's probably fine. We're fine, right? Not fine.
All right. Well, we made it.
Let's come back to this level. I'm gonna call it a pause here. Mostly because I just have to pee really badly. Super
Okay.
badly. Super. Some might say
Good.
super badly.
It's the frogs.
But I want to do this more. I don't want to just have an hour a week of playing game. Like, especially because, like, I love the long Elden Ring sessions. And Griffin wanted us to get on Elden Ring and help fight, one, a boss I've told him numerous times I just can't access. Maladia, which I would love to help him fight. And then, two, Mesmer, who we would kick the shit out of. So, I'm surprised he's struggling on Mesmer, to be honest.
Yeah, I figured he'd be good at Mesmer.
Oh my god, look at me up here.
Oh, you glitch?
Look at me.
Can you move?
Yeah, I can, but I don't want to. Look at me. You got it. Take care of business. Just violently falls to my death instead.
Dead.
All right,
All right, cool.
return to the main.
That was
menu.
good.
That was fun. It was nice catching up with you. I felt we were two adults catching up.
Yeah, we're grown. We pay taxes.
I'm a grown man now.
Commute.
I do commute. I hate it. I honestly fucking hate it. I love working
too,
at home
man.
in my underwear.
I've been listening to The Daily. It's like a New York Times podcast.
Yeah, it's a great podcast.
It's keeps me informed.
Yeah, it's good for that
My
shit.
name is Michael Barbaro.
It's funny because, like, they're such smart guys. Sometimes I feel like they're in a bit of a bubble. Of, like,
Yeah,
I feel like I have an interesting perspective because it's like, oh, I've lived in, like, Cincinnati in a very, like, Republican suburb. And then I've lived in Austin, super liberal.
Sometimes I
town.
do get the sense that they just speak like, you know, like the liberal elite that are like
Yeah.
pretend. Like, it's basically like American Psycho, where
Yeah.
they, you know, we have to reduce the debt.
We gotta let these trans kids take over. I'm sorry.
Like in like obviously in American Psycho, he doesn't actually give a shit
About the trans.
I'm sure they do, but like
No,
it
I
comes
think
off that
I
way
think
of,
that
like,
they genuinely
super
do.
educated.
But they come off elitist for sure. If I think is what you're
Yeah.
saying, like, because American
Which-
Psycho nails that, like, that parody of it, of like
Yeah.
how everyone.
I think it's just a posturing or like a waves of communication.
to
like,
me,
issue.
it's more just
We
kind
need
of
a
like.
guy named Bubba saying we gotta protect the trans kids.
Well, to me, it's just this is as a pretty liberal person. Like, the Democrats' messaging is fucking terrible, and their
Yeah, it's
multi-party issue, and the Republicans just run on God and country. But their messaging rocks. They were like, "Hey,
It's simple.
you want to
Yeah.
go with the person who was just in office?
Yeah.
How are gas prices?" It's like, I don't know. Like, the messaging just needs to be better. You can't like go and tell like the Rust Belt, like, guys, the economy's good. Gas used to cost $4.50 and now it's $4. That doesn't matter to people. You can't tell people, hey, the stock market is doing the best it's ever done because the teacher
It's like,
making
well, it's like 70% of people in America don't really invest in the stock
not
market.
probably
so-
more. Like, I mean, even people I know who are like you got like a teacher making like, you know, somewhere making like $45K a year, $50K a year. They're not fucking investing in stocks. They don't, and they just want to be able to put food on their table. Like, I understand wholeheartedly why Trump destroyed so hard. It's just like you have a candidate, and again, I have nothing like personal against Kamala Harris. I would probably rather her as like her, like I would have rather her been the face of what the presidency is. But you could also make an argument for it's like, oh well, look what you get for the last 4 years. You get unjustified wars, inflation sucks, and everything. And it's like with Trump, you're gonna get a bunch of his own
like
a bunch of his own
communication
bullshit.
and optics wise, like
It's so important, dude.
yeah, I feel like she would have been good for that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you and I both
Obviously.
agree on that. I think you and I both. I mean, for me, it's more. It's also we can't keep having these candidates that you vote for just to be on the defensive. It's like, oh, like I'm voting for Kamala just because I don't want to deal with 4 more years of Trump. And because the problem is, if the Democrats aren't doing well, where it's like, yeah, we have a border crisis and we have wars and no one can afford anything, and also you seem to be pretty full of shit, and you were about to run a guy who was brain dead and pretend everything was fine. It's like people aren't going to go with you. Honestly, I think this is really telling about how bad the messaging is that Trump won. It's like if they would have put anybody else in there to run against Trump, I think they could have destroyed him. And on the contrary too, like
if I believe this wholeheartedly. If there was a primary, Joe, he stepped down like he said he wasn't going to run again like 2 years.
I know.
You know, they have a primary, the best person rises to the top, even if it was Kamala. The American people got to see her speak.
I'd be shocked if it would be
she
her.
was chosen.
She got dominated in 2019.
Essentially, it's just like she had 3 months. If she had more time,
I know they definitely didn't help her out, being like, "You're the pick now."
Yeah,
I mean,
I saw this interesting story that when Biden chose to step down, there was a 20-minute period where 2 people knew that, and there was literally a 20-minute period where someone else could have like put their name in to.
I know the problem is then the lawsuits would have had more validity. Probably
put in his recommendation, and it's so hard to go against the sitting president of your own party, and I think that's the main reason. That's a big reason why she didn't do well.
There's definitely a lot. I mean, to me, like I just don't think she's and again, I voted for her, but she's not an interesting candidate. I'm not. I mean, I couldn't tell you one thing about her. I mean, she got just. It's also just kind of weird with the optics of the Democratic Party, because it's like they all seem to be rather happy. Like Biden looked as happy as a pig in shit the other day when she lost. I don't know if you saw that. Like it's like, did he vote for Trump? Did he vote for Trump? Like, and all the Democrats look really happy about it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like, to your point about 2 years ago, yeah. I mean, in 2021, I wanted to go back to that point. I mean, that Biden was mixing up his ABCs in 2021. He was eating cereal with a fork in 2021.
Falling off a bike.
Dude, that fucking, hey, you're not black, or whatever the fuck you would say. Like,
I'm being serious right now.
Yeah, are you serious? What did he say that one? He was like, you're not black, or something crazy.
If you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
That's what he said. Unbelievable to say. Anyway,
crazy.
I mean, honestly, but he put that sentence together competently. It was just an insane thing to say. But like, this dude has been eating cereal with a fork for long enough for him to be able to get out. Like his brain, just bubble gum and paper clips and rubber bands was running that man's mind, and I just don't. I just think it's a lot deeper though. Like I think we can't just keep calling 50% of America racist, stupid, and backwards. I really do think there's like the messaging needs to change.
Thing with the Republican Party is like as soon as like the Democratic Party like cancels someone, the Republican Party's like, here, come over to our side. Like we'll happily take you, even though you may have like raped 4 people.
Yeah, that's another problem.
Regardless,
that's another problem.
Just,
even though it happens, it happens on both sides, but it's way more. That's a whole other like this is my issue as someone who I want a liberal party to be in power. I want a true liberal party.
People like Bernie Sanders.
I want good economic values. I want fair taxes. I want no war. But I also don't want fucking cancel culture and moronic and naive speaking about the world. I want informed climate decisions. I want rights for everybody. I mean, I just want people to do whatever the fuck they want in a non-corrupt environment. But that's obviously a bit, in today's environment, a bit, I'm thinking a bit.
I saw something that was interesting, like with the messaging, like the explanation why Democrats didn't do so well, and part of the reason, I mean, there's multiple reasons, but one of them is that on the Democratic Party, they have to appeal to everybody. They have to do trans rights, and they have to do economy, and they have to do war well, and they have to like all of these issues, like all of these like very niche interests that individuals have, like trans rights and all this other stuff, right? They have to appeal to everybody without alienating anyone.
Yeah. And
with the Republican Party, their messaging is we want a smaller government, we want lower taxes, and we don't believe in any of this, like these like
certain rights,
like
certain-
thoughts and feelings.
Well, that's the thing though. They're
policies and
able to
stuff.
run on an emotional backed thing a bit more strongly, whereas it's like it's there's less issues among like most Republicans have similar views on the issues, and if they
Yeah,
don't,
like
they're a
most people are
one-issue
in
voter.
favor of all of these like policies that they talk about that the
Well-
Democrats have to appeal to everybody,
Well,
but like
There's like
it's
what,
so-
like 20 different. Well, I think that you're making a good point though. Like the Democrats are divided and the Republicans aren't because if like
Yeah.
Trump runs on God and country because he knows if someone cares about the country or if someone cares about God, they're not going to bend on that like at all. So if you're the party that is with either of those things, you got them. And then on top of that, to your point, there's what 3 or 4 issues on the Republican side. It's like, do you care about guns? Are you pro-life? Are you good for the border? Like, what the fuck else
Right.
is there? I don't even know what the fuck. There's
they care
talking
about
points.
they care about these broad policies, and the even if like the border, like say the border isn't a problem, which I don't really think it is, they make it seem that way, and in the public mind, it is a big issue, no matter like what is happening.
Yeah.
Like in 2004, like George Bush was in favor of immigration. He was all for it, and then it became an issue.
It was popular.
And,
They're all full of
Obama
shit,
was
dude.
for it, but you know, it's
They're all full of shit. They were all racist
Right.
20 years ago. Fucking Hillary talking about black people like they were criminal. Kamala Harris is like one of the biggest, shittiest
She-
prosecutors of black people in
She is
history. She's a cop.
She's the head.
She's
cop.
not just a cop. Like she put away a fuck ton of people that were black
Yeah.
for smoking weed, and then you got people like, yeah, Trump was a rapist, and this guy was a Democrat. I mean, I shouldn't have just jumped him being a rape, like for the sake of this argument, but like he was he was a Democrat, and he also was on record on, I think it was on Oprah, saying if he ever ran in office, he would run as a Republican because they're the easiest people to sway, and you see him doing that like very well. But like, I just don't want to. I just think the American people, like when I look on Reddit and certain things, I'm like, man, people are fucking missing why we lost because we're not treating 50% of the country with respect, and we're not like. I grew up in an area that wasn't rural, but it was extremely red, and like I know how to talk to Republican people, religious people, pro-life people, fiscally conservative people, whatever the fuck it is, even stupid people. Like I know how to talk to them. Because you got a mix of everything in almost every suburb, but especially in Ohio suburb. And like, I know how to talk to those people in a way where like we're finding common ground and we're finding compromise and we're treating each other with respect. And I'm not like blowing up in their face unless it's like, something stupid, unless they call for that. But so the problem is the messaging I feel like we're creating the problems that allow Democrats to win. And by we're, I mean the royal we're, the fucking party itself, because they're alienating voters, saying people, the basket of deplorables language, and also just they're so blatantly full of shit. I think just the switch up when you add a candidate, you already have to add.
Like, believe the own things that they want to support. Like they just like.
I don't think they give a shit about the American people at all.
Right.
I mean, that neither party does. Neither the Republicans nor the Democrats do. The Democrats
the big
just happen to
difference
be
though
in
is that
power.
like they want to lower your taxes and they want to fucking.
They say that.
close the
It's funny
border
because
and-
like this tariff plan, when
we
you look at
won't.
I don't know why the Democrats didn't talk about this. When you look at tariffs, they raise your taxes because like we have to make up. Corporations are not going to be paying more, and like the government has so many deals in place. They're not going to front that money. Like
Fucking
we're going to have to
Walmart
make
came
up.
out today and was like, yeah, we're kind of worried about these tariffs, so just be aware that if these go into play, you're going to be paying more at Walmart.
Yeah, it doesn't make. It's just one of those. I mean, that's a whole nother issue. Like if the tariffs were able to work in a way where we could stop the income tax and. Like tariffs can work to an extent, but like during a really inflated economy when taxes are already bad, when we're swinging the other way on the COVID pendulum, we could probably talk about this all day. I think the biggest takeaway, this should just be a learning moment for the Democratic Party to be like, you're disconnected with your people. You're speaking to a loud, like Trump used to do this, I would say. Like Trump was speaking to a loud minority, and he just happened to be the pick. The problem is the Democrats are speaking to a loud minority, and then they're not resonating with enough Americans to be the pick. I mean, the votes were so far. I think it's gotten to the point, the bureaucracy in America and the economy in America, where people are exhausted to the point of either flipping sides or just not voting at all, and we saw that.
I think honestly, I think with this election, a large majority of people just sat this one out.
I know so many people. I know most people I know didn't vote, and I'm not even kidding. Most people I know didn't vote, and like I just asked why, and they're just like, it doesn't fucking matter. They're like, we already lost. Like I know a lot of women who didn't vote, and they're like, we already literally got Roe v. Wade shut down, and the candidate that's saying that won't happen, let it happen. Like, what the fuck is the difference? And I think just the Biden administration made people lose hope in Democrats, and things always usually sway one way or the other. But it's like, it's just really interesting to have the Trump administration, then the Biden administration, and then the same two administrations running up against each other again. It's just like weird that we can't come up with better options, and then it's like Trump ends up being gaslit into this, or people end up gaslighting the American people and like Trump is he speaks for the people. And then it's like and then there was gaslighting going on with Kamala as if she didn't suck. When if you go look at all the articles like 4 years ago, she got raked with a K through the coals on her fucking running. I mean, that's the reason Biden picked her, other than it being she was clearly a DEI pick. And I mean, I hate to say it, but she clearly was. And she lost hard. She was like a Jeb Bush equivalent when Biden, when the 2020 primaries were getting shaped up. And and I was pumped about her pick. But then I remember the first couple of years, and again, this is someone who wanted Kamala to win, I guess. I say I guess because I'm like, I also don't really give a fuck, to be quite honest. I'm like, I don't like.
I mean, the problem is it's hard for me to care when I know no matter what happens, I'll be okay.
I know that's the thing too. Me and you are speaking as two white dudes who come from a family that could support us, and like I have a decent paying job, and it's just you got a decent paying job. Like we're like I don't have ovaries. I'm not a trans person. I'm not related to a trans person. I have somebody close to me that is, but that's the thing though. We each are close to women. I mean, my partner is a member of the LGBT, all the letters community.
It's just empathy, man. That's like what I care about.
You care about what?
Empathy. Just
caring
about others.
I feel like I care about that too. I feel like I shift all the time in how I view politics. Like this year, I was just so disconnected from it, and I just knew from the get go. I was like, this is not going to work. The momentum was awesome to see. But it was so clearly, not what the media was portraying it to be. I mean, they lied. I mean, the media was full of shit. The polls were all wrong.
That like couple of days where he stepped down, and it felt like, oh, this is
because it was momentum. It also showed that like things aren't completely rigged, because you have this guy who's a puppet president, literally can't wipe his own ass. And I feel for
basically had a stroke where he drags his like right leg constantly.
I know, dude.
Can't drink a cup of water up to his mouth.
He's like clearly. I mean it was a 1-2 punch of seeing him in the debate. It was dementing, and then Trump gets shot, and it's just like, oh shit, he's back. And then Biden steps down. It gave the conspiracy theorists a fucking heyday, I'm sure, where it's like Biden does terrible in the debate, Trump survives an assassination, so it's like, Biden, you're out. Like, we couldn't kill the guy, and now we got to bring in her. And I think for the most people like you and me at the time, just seeing that the system could, like the glass castle or whatever you want to call it, could be broken and shattered. You could throw a rock at it and be like, oh, like, it looks like they're fucking calling an audible. And like the quarterback is calling the play, going against the coach's play call. Like, we're doing something on the fly here. And that's
that's a good way to put it. It felt like we weren't, like the establishment wasn't in control. It's like,
it was cool to see that.
Her raising $1 billion, and it's like, whoa. That's like
it's also crazy that they lost while raising $1 billion. I think we should frame that too. It's like, how if you spend $1 billion and lose, there's a big or don't know that you're going to lose, there's a big fucking problem. But again, I don't know what kind of 4D chess is going on.
They only lost by, I think as of right now, like 3 million votes, like popularity wise, but
it's not like the craziest thing we've ever seen. It's more just the fact that like all of the polling in the media is like, this is going to be an extremely close election, and also the voter turnout was super low. I mean, like insanely low compared to 2020 on both sides. And I really
I
do.
think a lot of people are just checked out, and it's
Dude, people
and
are
I think the
done.
main issue, honestly, is just like people care about the economy and the price of gas, and just like
I don't know anybody who's
they're
not fed up with the economy. Even people I know that are rich as fuck are like,
right.
it is like tip culture has gotten outrageous. Toast tab
Like
culture.
I have quite literally, with the stock market and swing trading and like just
Square dancing.
spending like 8 hours like just trading every day while I work my full-time job, I have doubled my savings,
Yeah.
and it's still, and I still feel like it sucks.
It's just because the reality is it does. I mean, inflation's crazy high. I mean, again, we had a global pandemic. Like, everyone's kind of feeling this economy. It's not like something we can just pin on the Biden or Trump administration, which both of them were in effect during the era of COVID. But, like, I don't know. There's just too much to unpack. I think the biggest thing that is true is that something's wrong with the messaging on the left. And we can't just say, oh,
They need
bigotry.
some marketing guys.
They
Like you
need
and
to,
me.
dude. We need to reframe like Black Lives Matter and all cops are bastards is not working as messaging. Like we
It's
need to find,
isolating like an entire like group of individuals.
or
Like,
it's even accidentally because like I love the
Right.
once I finally found out what Black Lives Matter meant years ago, I was like, oh, this makes sense. But I remember when I was a dumbass like 18-year-old, which is how most people think in this country, like dumbass 18-year-olds. I was just like, all lives matter. That's a weird thing to say because it's just like when you're a fucking idiot or when you're not black, you don't know what the fuck they're talking about at first. And
right. Well,
you have to be educated. I'm like, we need a name that clicks instantly.
All like both of those things can be true, right? And they are true. Like all lives matter and Black Lives Matter, obviously. But
That's the thing. It's just like
it's-
when you look at like again for the sake of like just so people understand, I understand like what's beautiful about the Black Lives Matter movement. It's just like, yeah, we're saying this in response to the situation. It's not like we're just sitting here walking around like stating the obvious fact, Black Lives Matter. We're saying this because it doesn't seem like that's the case.
yeah,
Given
there's
this,
obviously
this,
a difference.
well, yeah, it's like I mean, there's so much when it comes to the discrimination and and like the privilege on the other, for white people. I get it's an awesome name. It's awesome, but it's not working at this point because like the thing is like same with like defund the police. Like that's a powerful thing to say, and like at first it's like fuck yeah, let's defund the police. But for most people hearing that message, they're just gonna be like. Even people who don't even love cops, like I even know people who like don't like cops, but they hear defund the police, they're like, "That's a fucking stupid thing to say." And it's like, okay, how
Well,
about
yeah, like,
reallocate
I
the
mean-
police, or like give the police give our law enforcement proper resources and proper personnel.
That's like the main thing is that like a majority of Americans are in favor of police reform, but like when you say that like defund the police, it's a personal attack on cops and families
It
that
also
have
puts people
cops
on
in
the
their families.
defensive. It puts
which
people on the defensive.
It's like
for sure.
it's alienating an entire group of people, which you know, I agree with the messaging, but it's not it's not a great way to go about saying it.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody. I think I would argue that 2 out of 10 people even know what the fuck it means, other than just like, yeah, cops are historically racist, or cops are often incompetent and have less training than a fucking hairstylist. But it's like, really, the issue is like, we have the same training program for most police departments across the country, and they all respond to the same type of 911 call. And it's like there should be calls for domestic disputes and homeless people and mental health issues versus violent crime and burglaries and investigations and traffic violations. And it's like dude, I put more time into Super Smash Brothers than a police officer does into enforcing the law and putting people in jail. Like that's
they
crazy.
need 10,000 hours of practice.
Yeah, maybe
before
the
they
Smash isn't the best. Maybe no cop's gonna get my Smash Brothers level. Yeah, 10, dude. It probably is an insane amount of hours that I put if we're talking the whole franchise. But I was talking about this with someone the other day she's a really smart lady I work with who works in like messaging and PR, and she was just like, she's the one who kind of gave me the idea. She's like, yeah, they need a rebrand campaign like Black Lives Matter and all the other shit, because this is the big problem with the Democratic Party and the left in America in general, is we're just making ourselves feel good and just pointing fingers the other way. It's like we need to start getting some other people from the other side of the camp to see where we're coming from. And it's really hard to do that because the issues that we're divided on are often God or country. Like, it's really difficult when it's like explaining things like abortion and borders and things like nationalism and stuff like that to people who are very passionate that way or uneducated or both. But the problem is, like, we're not going to get anywhere by just looking at each other and being like, defund the police, fuck cops,
Fuck you.
we're awesome, those guys are
Yeah.
racist idiots, Carmelo won because the American people failed. It's like, no, that's not why. I think we need to acknowledge that, like, we need to start getting some other people, because Gen Z's hopping. You had a lot of people hop on. You can't call every single man sexist. You can't shout patriarchy at people. You need to explain things to people. You need to let people understand where you're coming from. And I think everyone wants I think everyone wants the same thing. We always want to be able to piss, shit, eat, sleep in a way that doesn't feel infringed upon.
Like 76% of Americans want healthcare in some form. Like,
dude, it's
free
insane the
healthcare
people
in
that
some
don't
form.
want free healthcare.
It's
It
like-
cracks me up.
But it's just, again, it's the messaging and the way that you present these issues. I just think it's not.
That's
it's
a whole
obviously
nother-
not working.
Yeah, people who don't
And like
want
with
healthcare
Bernie,
blow my mind.
he won again. Bernie Sanders, he won.
He keeps
And
getting
He's
robbed.
more popular, basically more popular than ever, and
I wish he was
he
younger.
has some of the highest approval ratings of any senator in
Dude,
history.
he's awesome. I love Bernie Sanders. He gets gaslit by the Democratic Party and the Republican Party really hard for being like a socialist guy, because he has been like he is kind of a socialist, but at the same time it's like, why is that a bad people hear communism or socialism and think of like old world communism and old world socialism, but it's like,
Yeah,
America,
they just know that, like, they just relate it to Stalin.
yeah, like,
and
I think they
the
related to
USSR.
yeah, when in reality, I mean, how many things are socialism?
Obviously,
like
a
public street
socialist
cleaning,
president
public
would
library.
work, but like,
I would love it if we did have one, because most of the things that Americans actually like that are socialism, they don't realize they're socialism. Like, I love public parks and the programs that come with them. I love street cleaners and the garbage men that pick up the garbage, and I love being able to go to a public library. And like a lot of these things are based on quote unquote socialism. It's just the fact that our country is run by people who benefit from, big pharma, and we can go on all day about it. Our country is just a bunch of bullshit, though. Nothing. That showed in the election. People are exhausted. They're like, you know what? This is just a fucking game that the 1%
it really,
is
yeah,
playing.
they just want to change. All they really, people, the only thing people really care about is the money in their pocket, really,
Yeah,
in this
man.
country. And if you're not like helping them, then they're gonna try the other party or
Yeah.
not vote. That's
we only,
really as
'cause we only
simple
have
as it
two
is.
of them. Because we have two fucking
also-
motherfucking parties.
Yeah, the Third Reich's coming.
That is, that's a great write-up. I gotta piss I've had to pee for 45 minutes. Oh, there it is. What's the name of that one? The mine cart, whatever.
Mining melancholy, baby.
There it is, dude. I was wondering what that was called. Let's do this again this weekend. Maybe we can find time on like Saturday or like Sunday morning to play.
Yeah, Sunday morning would be.
Saturday and Sunday morning gaming would be fire, honestly.
We could do Sunday morning cartoons or Saturday morning cartoons.
I would
That's
love
the
that.
name of the stream.
We
Colin.
both play video games in the mornings on the weekends already, so
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Cool.
Oh,
All right, good talk.
I voted for The Rock